Yep, call to order. I'll do the roll call and then we'll do the pledge. Time and date, and then the meeting's in order. Talk into the microphone.
Okay, I'm calling to order the Raymore Arts Commission. This is Tuesday, March 10th. It is 7 p.m. and we'll have a roll call.
Commissioner Barry?
Present.
Commissioner Brown, absent. Commissioner Gribble?
Present.
Commissioner Jones, on his way, absent. Commissioner Setzer?
Present.
Commissioner Simpson?
Present.
Commissioner Young?
Here.
Okay, and we have a quorum, so it's time for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, seeing no public here for public comments, we'll go straight into presentations. The first ones will be from the committee updates, and that's actually going to be me with the Public Art Committee update. We only have a few points to make today. We met, we being Pat, myself, and Melissa, last Thursday, and discussed just a few things. We have, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, 4 so far applicants?
That's correct.
Okay, 4 applicants so far for the Little Free Library Book Exchange Grant. We're going to look over what they have to say. We'll pick a winner. Actually, I think we have until, is it the 27th or 24th?
The application closed, the last day is the 27th.
Okay.
And I actually have on the application, I believe we are, you'll choose after that, and then at the April meeting is when we'll
Announce
get that, everyone will vote on it,
Okay,
and then we will be able to officially announce to the winner.
okay, thank you. Let's see. And speaking of our next thing, since you were just talking, let's talk just a little bit about the Hawkridge sculpture, the Call for Artists, and how it's going.
So far, we have 2 interested applicants. We have 0 applications, and we will get into more of that later in our agenda here.
Okay, thank you. Third, we did approve a new artist, if you had a chance to see in the gallery there on the walls. Gail Hazekamp. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. It might be Hazekamp, I'm not sure. I apologize, Gail. But this is some of her work on the wall here. Please take a look at this when you can. It's quite striking. And this is her first showing, isn't it?
Yes, this is her first show ever anywhere.
Awesome. That's so cool. Okay, and lastly, we're currently working on some banner ideas and placement ideas for a kind of a Welcome to Raymore banner, and we'll let you know more about that as it progresses. Now that's the end of the committee updates. I'm now going to ask for staff reports.
Okay, so the first item Mr. Barry already covered. We have new artwork here in the City Hall Council Chamber Gallery. We also overflowed into one of the display cases. So if this will run for a couple months, and if you have artist friends who are interested, we are taking applications for the whole year.
Excuse me. Required to be residents of Raymore?
No, we have, that used to be the case. We've opened it up. We've lowered the age limit. So anyone in the general area, age 16 or older. And that application is on our website, raymore.com/arts. Just click on City Hall Council Chamber Gallery. As far as the budget update, I did just include the current budget and our expenditures in your packet that I emailed you last week. Summer scene update and committee meetings, we just had one. We just had our first meeting. Bob's wife, Kelly Pfizer, Bob and me sat down and talked about some logistics. So again, put that on your calendar for June 20th, 5 to 10 p.m. at TB Hanna Station. And we'll share more information about that a little bit later. And also, there are some upcoming events that the Arts Commission kind of wants to have a little bit of a presence at. So I know that Pat and Bob are interested in being at the Easter Festival and handing out some sunglasses, and we are getting some coloring books made in crayons they're all about the Arts Commission and other parts of the city. I'm actually going to pay for about 1,000 coloring books out of my community outreach budget, because we'll include our public art photos that I turn into coloring pages of our public art pieces that we have installed over the last couple years, City Hall, police, parks. So we kind of cover the whole city, but it will be heavily like focused on the arts in Raymore and the Arts Commission. So we'll be giving those out at the Easter Festival, along with crayons that have the Raymore Arts Commission on the package. I just ordered those. Those are coming from your budget. That's coming from Summer Scene budget. And then we've been asked for a second year in a row to kind of provide an activity for the registrants, for the children that are that have registered for the RAPEC Mad Dash 5K. It's part of You Matter RAPEC Foundation, and that's the first Friday in May at Recreation Park. So basically there's a long line once they check in, and there's a long wait. Last year we had the opportunity for kids to paint rocks, and then they just picked them up when they dried after the race. And this year we're going to go a little easier, but those coloring books are going to be our kind of our promo, putting ourselves out there. And we are also going to, I want the coloring book to be a little bit timeless, because we don't know if we'll be giving away all the 1,000 before Summer Scene this summer. So I'm going to order some separate stickers we're going to slap on there that have the date and time of Summer Scene on the Summer Scene page for this year, so that we can promote that event also. And I think that is all I have on that.
Oh, thank you, Melissa. Now my agenda here is frozen. I'm stuck on your screen, I think.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I
need
can't
to go.
scroll down. What
That's
do we?
me. Okay.
Okay, so now we're up to the consent agenda, and this is, what is this?
This is just to approve
This
the
is a motion
minutes.
to approve the consent agenda from the meetings from January?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Can I have a motion
So
to approve?
moved.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Okay,
Okay.
none opposed? All right, and unfinished business?
We have none.
We have no unfinished business? Flew right past me. Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. So, and now new business, we have, what do we have for new business? Oh, the reimbursement grant. And Melissa, do you want to discuss this?
Yes. So the Raymore Arts Commission will be providing one reimbursement grant to a Raymore HOA for up to $500 to install and register and maintain a Little Free Library in an easily accessible space in their neighborhood. So basically, we're just asking your permission. We've already agreed to do this. We're just asking your permission formally to designate $500 from the additional sponsorships, literature, other line of our 2020 Arts Commission budget for the Little Free Library reimbursement grant. And we will be, there's an option on the grant, or an opportunity. So the HOA we end up choosing, that the Public Art Committee ends up choosing, and hopefully you all end up approving, is they have a 1 year, part of the agreement is you have to maintain it for 1 year after you install it. Up to 11 months after we issue the grant, we're going to have, we say that we may, if they need extra paint touch-ups, if there's any damage, we may be able to reimburse them for anything that's the difference of whatever they actually pay, up to the $500. So if there's anything left over, if they spend $400 on their library to get it all set up and registered, then there's $100 that we're just going to kind of hold on to in case we might need to help them out with a little repair within a year.
Okay. Any questions?
I have a question. Is there a requirement after we've given them the money to proceed of time limit for which they must complete the project?
Yes, there's it is in the application. They must complete the project within 3 months of receiving the grant. And actually, they don't get the money until after they pay for everything, so. Sorry, I know you just walked in.
So now we're looking for a motion?
We're looking for a motion to approve that.
Okay.
Lauren,
Free Little Library.
yes.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve the Free Little Library reimbursement grant?
So moved?
And a second? All in favor, raise your right hand. Pass unanimous. All right, we will move on to the budget amendment. We were looking to use $500 from the art exhibit programming promotion supplies to create a call for artists for our Hawk Ridge Park sculpture. We haven't at this point got a lot of entries, and we think that's just because it doesn't have a lot of visibility yet. So we were looking to pull funds from that program to basically put an ad out to get more artists.
I do have a little extra information to share with you. So I got in touch with the cultural arts manager from the city of Lee Summit. I noticed that they were using this. Overland Park, St. Joe, Liberty all use this online tool to get calls for artists. She emailed me back and said that this was her first time using call for entry, even though although the city where she came from before she came to Lee Summit also used that same program, same website. She said she was surprised with their temporary sculpture call that they just did. They got over 50 artist applications from across the country, but did not get a single one from Kansas City. So she just said, unfortunately, I don't think that the KC region has a large enough talent pool for 3D public art just yet. So using call for entry to reach a larger audience would be beneficial. So she had just great things to say about it, and they, I think they're doing 6 sculptures temporary for a year, and they had 50 options. We have 2 people who are interested. They're both from out of state. They're both from Florida. Although they're interested, they haven't applied quite yet. And I just know, like, this is a $15,000 permanent piece, and I think it's worth the investment to be able to have choices. And I think she also, and there are 160,000 active artists that go to this website to look for artist opportunities. So anyway, I just wanted to share her feedback about it with their experience, and she said it's been great.
Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to be my question. Have you talked to anybody who's used it before? And it sounds like you have, and that's great. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Thanks.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the budget amendment?
So moved?
And a second?
Second.
All in favor, raise your right hand. Passes unanimous. Okay, we will move on to commissioner comments. I will go ahead and start this time. And I don't know if I noticed nobody responded to the email yet. Is nobody able to go to MACA?
It's just you and me.
Just you and me? Okay, all right, Rhodey. Now, for Cole, Pam, and Bob, I know that I sent an email about the Public Art Committee. I didn't know if you guys had a chance to read that and if you guys had any follow-up feedback.
I'm interested in the Public Art Committee. I need to know the meeting schedule.
I can get that to you. Yep.
That's
It's generally the first Thursday of the month at 9
time
a.m.
of day.
9 a.m.
9 a.m., yes.
And it has already met for March.
Yes, we
Yes.
met last week. They met last week.
I can do that.
Okay, for the rest of us, I will have you guys, and I'll talk about this further through email, but we're going to do an outreach committee, and basically what the goal of that is to get in contact with artists all over kind of the South Metro area, and kind of get them interested in what we have going on in the city, understand what they do, it's so that we can kind of continue to kind of grow our programming. There's a lot of eclectic artists out there that do a lot of eclectic things, and I think we just need to reach out to them, instead of having the expectation that they're going to come to us. We need to probably be a little bit more aggressive and reach out to them. I think that we'll have a lot of interest if we approach it versus waiting for them to come to us. So I will put some things together. It's not going to be a ton of hard work. You know, I'm sure you guys know artists as well that would be willing. And so I will put it together. I'll send an email. We'll get a meeting schedule that works for everybody. I know you work. I'm sure you have things going on even though you don't work. So we'll get that put together, and we're going to aggressively go out and bring the art to us instead of waiting for we're going to go get the art instead of waiting for the art to come to us, basically. Bob, I'll start with you. Do you have any comments tonight?
Just thanks to staff for taking care of us tonight, and first summer scene, our first meeting. That's got me jazzed. I'm ready to get to work. So thank you.
Mr. Young?
I'll just say I think like you mentioned, the outreach sounds like a great opportunity to really capitalize on our local talent pool. And when we think of, we think of Raymore, but it's more of a region around here that there's a lot of talented artists. And I think, as evidenced by the work tonight, we've seen there's a lot of positive things. Additionally, I think going on a national scale, though, for something as big as the one going in Hawk Ridge is a really good opportunity. I'm excited to see the wide variety, you could say, hopefully, of options we have.
I would second that. I'm really impressed that we can reach that many people and have that many options by just joining this group.
Mr. Grebel?
Don't have any comment.
Ms. Setzer?
Like to thank Melissa for all the help every time, every week, and keeping us on track in public arts and helping us through all the hurdles, and in particular for taking the lead on that coloring book and getting us back into the Easter celebration, because there are just hundreds and hundreds of people at that, and it's a good place for us to be. So thank you.
You're welcome.
I wanted to say one more thing, Bob. I want to say thank you for the Little Free Library. I know we've been patiently waiting, but you stuck with it, because I know we talked about this quite some time ago, but you stuck with it, and as you can see, we now have plenty of interest, and I think that will just grow once we get the first one. I think other people will see it, and I think it'll start to do what you wanted it to do, which I think will be great for the city. So thank you for that.
I'd like to comment also to Bob. I've always been interested in Little Free Libraries. I had no idea when I decided I'd like to be on the Arts Commission that this was one of the projects, and that's just like a bonus for me. Thank you.
Okay, if there are no other comments, Melissa, did you have anything else?
I do have one thing, and we can talk about this next time, but today I don't know if you all know our new recreation coordinator at Parks and Rec, Corinne Doubt. She was a dispatcher here in PD. She's an Army veteran. She was in communications and a whole bunch of fancy things in the when she was in the Army. But anyway, she is basically she is running with new programs. A lot of new things are happening at Parks, and it's really refreshing. She handed me this 4-page arts class schedule she's doing for the summer. I think that this is a great opportunity for maybe a couple of these programs for us to sponsor, put our name on, maybe help with just some even promotions, and be able to say this is our, we're partnering with Parks and Rec. So think about that, because I know we do have money in our family art days and in our adult programming that we, are not using. And some of these classes are for entire families, and some of them are just for kids, and some of them are for adults. So, and some of them are one day, you know, just 1 or 2 hours, and some of them are 1 day a week for 3 weeks. So I will share this with you, and just think about it. I think it's a great opportunity. That's what we've been wanting, like somebody that has the instructor that has everything ready to go, and we can say that this is ours, or that we're helping, you know. So, and one more thing with the comments from Glenda at Lee Summit, she said that even though they put their call out on there, all of their applications came at the last minute. And I do know as they list them, not the last minute, but within the last couple weeks of being open. So I don't want anyone to feel like we're just doing this now and March 31st is the deadline. This is perfectly fine. She said that next time they put out a call and use this, she's going to just have a shorter application period because artists wait till the last minute. So, yeah. That's all I have.
All right, if there's nothing else, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
In a second.
Second.
All those in favor, raise your right hand. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, guys.